better. Facing the right way now. That's my little helper Kalia, who's pleaded with me to enjoy the morning out. I know she looks like a bottle of Guinness. So this is, say hello to all the viewers.
Hello.
This is my little cul-de-sac leading up to my home, which is directly in front of that car. Looks a bit scruffy, but this is Egypt. As you can see, they just dump rubbish in the streets. It is collected daily, cleaned up. So it does attract the flies in summer. It tends to smell. So at the moment we're heading to the main road to pick our version of the back bus up, which costs £1.5 Egyptian pounds, and there's 20 Egyptian pounds to the sterling, so you can work it out. Yeah, Mohammed. Yeah, Kalia tamam. Yeah. Now this cart is selling honey, I've just been told. That's a horse. Salam. So now we've got two different types of bus here. One with the yellow band across the bottom, one with the blue. We're taking the blue because it deals with inner city. The yellow ones also do inner city, but they also do outside the city limits as well. But all the same price, doesn't matter the distance. And if you're a tourist and you're on one of these buses and you want to get off, hey, Hajjad. Kalia tamam.
بصور الناس انت ليك فترة.
Yeah.
Why not come from the house or just stay in the house كده?
Well, you know me, Hajjad. I like to just keep to myself in the house, minding my own business, and just coming out when I'm shopping.
طب والله it's a good business يعني you have business. أما it's a good business where's the money?
Yeah. Well, this is it. There's no money now, is there? No tourists.
No tourists.
I feel sorry for the locals, but what can you do?
The restaurant for the Indian now working or no?
I couldn't tell you.
زمان long time I not go in Medina.
Well, Russell's sister came over and transferred ownership to Shukri.
Shukri.
Yeah, and he's running it. I presume sending her some money, I don't know.
For who is rented for who?
Well, it's basically Shukri's restaurant now. Yeah, he runs it all.
Shukri now for the measurement, everything, and the rent and everything.
Yep, sees to everything. But what type of business they do in Hajjad, I don't know, because you know, no tourists.
So, died.
Yeah. How's your father?
Tamam.
Yeah, Kalia said he wasn't too well.
لا كويس الحمد لله.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah.
تمام 100.
Good.
الحمد لله not too bad.
Yeah. I like your father. He's a nice man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
أنا مدام الله يبارك فيك. الله يبارك فيك يا مدام. كل الحمد لله.
Yeah. Good. We all have little illnesses now and again, Hajjad.
Yeah.
Just hope to God they clear up.
It's different now.
Yeah.
It's different old.
Yeah.
And the life.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah. Tell me about it.
From 10 years, you know. Or 7 years.
I know you wouldn't believe the changes in the 12 years I've been here.
And everything.
Yeah.
Sure, يعني.
Yeah.
But not in Egypt, all the world.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, everywhere.
All.
But the people are finding it difficult now.
Yeah.
You know, the cost of things, it's getting really, really bad. So,
Anyway,
yeah, nice speaking to you, Hajjad. So here's my back bus. I want a window clear at the back. Yeah. So, as you can see, and you bang your head on the roof. Oh.
You can open this window.
Yeah. So, I'm going to cut it short a little bit now for a snippet. So this is the view from the window of the back bus, and what you do if you're a passenger, you just pass the money to the front through the other passengers. I've sat at the back because I didn't want to be asked passing money through when I'm trying to film through the window. But the man I was just talking to, Hadjad, he's been a very, very good friend of mine since the first day I arrived. As you heard, speaks pretty good English as well. So, enjoy the journey.
في باقي 5 صور. من 2. ماشي.
There's Kalia making sure she's got her change, but there seems to be a question on the amount of change she's received. Not enough?
No, it's more than enough.
Oh, well, keep it. Yeah. And as you can see, she's very honest. She passed the extra money to the front, where I would have kept it. No, only joking. Only joking, Kalia. Yes. This is where I do all my local shopping for my paints, varnishes and odds and sods of hard work. There's the Nile, the mountains. Now if you are a tourist on one of these local buses and you want him to stop, just shout out Henna Lausaman and he will pull over and let you get off, hopefully without starting off again. To stop them, same as in Thailand, you just indicate with your hand that you require him to stop. Now we're just coming up to that used to be the local kids football field, but they fenced it all off, so they've nowhere to play now. This is just the beginning of Karnak Temple. Sorry if it's a bit jolty, but riding in these buses are not a comfortable experience. It's nice you have the Nile on this side. I live on the west bank. On the other side of the Nile is the west bank, which tends to be more agricultural. And beyond those mountains, that's the beginning of the desert region. Film isn't speeding up. This is how fast the bloody buses go. They're always in competition with each other to get as many passengers as possible. Wacky races it is. Yeah. This is the local Muslim cemetery. You can't really see it much because we're on the bus. No, get a better view on this side of it. Again, I know it's very jolty, but there's that many speed bumps on the roads now. It's just impossible to keep a steady hand. And that's the police compound. If you hear a whizzing noise and a smack, that's just me taking a bullet for the film. Now that used to be the one and only Christian cemetery for decades, but they decided to dig it all up, transfer all the bodies to the desert and make it into a modern day Teletubby land, and you're not allowed to walk on it. It's a papyrus museum. There's fellow passengers on the back bus. Sometimes we wave at each other. Various government buildings. New public library. Hospital, been extended. Hasn't got too bad of a name actually. It's the General Hospital. That's a Kalesh carriage. The new what? So Kalia's just told me this is the new Christian church they're building behind this hoarding. You'll get a better picture of it in a minute. They've having to demolish the very big Christian church now to make way for the avenue of the Sphinx. Shortly we'll be going down the local souk, which is an interesting journey but a little bit hazardous for the people on foot. This was a new route they created to circumnavigate this part of the city. Why they did this, I don't know, because many people used to trade from the local souk. Because there was no rents, they traded off the street itself or the pavements, and they've all had to relocate now. Which is a shame. As you can hear, Egyptians just love using their horns. It's a local coffee shop. Now the biggest problem with Luxor, considering it's a major tourist city, there are 0 public toilets. So the only place you can let loose is in the local coffee shops. Usually they're okay, being a foreigner, if you want to use the toilet, which is considered good manners to buy a tea or a coffee or a soft drink, which is very cheap. And there are very few coffee shops with Western style toilets. They all tend to be squat, which is okay for the guys, but not too good for the ladies, unfortunately. Again, you can go into any of the big hotels and use the toilet, but again, they do like you to buy a cup of tea or coffee, which tend to be 6-7 times more expensive than the local coffee shops. But there are thousands of coffee shops, so you don't have to look too far for one. So here we are at the entrance to the local souk, not the tourist souk. I'm really trying to keep the camera steady. Don't know what happened there, but the video went off. So this is the other side, but not as clear as my side, because you can see the bus and Kalia's hand. Egyptians love talking with the hand. Don't they, Kalia?
Yes.
Yes. All the time. There's all sorts of shops down here, as you can see. It is. I don't know why, but the video keeps switching itself off. It's never done that before. Unless the jolting of the bus is activating the on-off. Because it is. Yeah. As my producer has just said, it's very sensitive, so it's switching itself off. There's nothing much I can do about that. Could do with the gimbal on the phone. I'll do a full walk of this local souk one day and get some better footage. What you can't experience is the smells of this souk. Mainly fish, with just a hint of rotten vegetables and sweat. We're coming towards the end of it now, so I'll switch off the souk bit and connect again when there's something more interesting. Oh, there's a local coffee shop. Tourists and expats by the looks of it. Oh, ay. Again, that's the wall denoting the Avenue of the Sphinx, and we're just coming up to the rear of Luxor Temple, which is the Luxor Temple being the smaller of the two, Karnak being the largest. And this is a new refurbishment program of giving the locals and tourists a nice area to sit in the shade, and directly across it, I don't know if you can see it, is our McDonald's. The better shot, Luxor Temple. Further along there is the Nile frontage again. So, just got off the back bus, which was approximately 30 minutes. And as you'll see from the footage, extremely bumpy ride. I tried my best to stabilise the phone. I don't know what it's going to turn out to be like. Anyway, I'll reverse the camera and you can see where the visa office is. But I can't film too closely for security reasons. And it's too nice a day to be shot. So what was that lady's story?
She's very young.
Yeah.
She get married and she have a little boy. I think he's 2 years and a half, and he's very ill at the hospital. And she pregnant again, another baby. But she's not happy, you know.
She's not happy to be pregnant again.
Yes.
Well, this
she
is.
say it's a mistake.
Yeah.
But what she can do.
It's always a mistake, isn't it?
Yes.
I think your sister has had 2 or 3 mistakes. They just don't practice birth control. Anyway, that's the visa office across there. And I'm going for my new visa stamp for 6 months. There won't be a problem, it's pretty bog standard once the paperwork's been accepted. But if you're a tourist and you've had your 4-week tourist visa from Cairo, and then you suddenly decide you want to extend it for a day, a few days, a month, this is where you come, and it will cost you the same, 1,140 Egyptian. Need?
I think.
Yeah, go on.
You recorded me?
Yeah, of course.
Much. But I hope my voice okay. I think you need to come to the passport office before the 10th.
Yeah.
Why this? What if they say to you, you have to leave the country on the 12th of May?
No. I'm entitled to another 6 months and then I have to leave the country.
I understand, but what's going to happen after the 6 months?
I start all over again. No, when this 6 month is finished, on the 12th of May, I go back to the visa office and then I choose how long I want the next visa to be. I'm entitled to 6 months, but I will only go for 2 or 3 months because I'm leaving in August. So if I get a full 6 months, that means I have to get an exit visa, because you have to have permission to leave the country when you've got so much time left on your visa. So that means I have to pay another 1,140 Egyptian.
My worry. They give you the 12th of May, okay? What if you went to the passport office before the 12th of May, say the 10th of May?
Yes.
Say I need extension, my visa for 2 months.
Yeah.
They will give you this, will I say no, you have to go?
No, they'll give it me.
They will give you 2
Yes.
months more.
Yeah.
But you have to pay
1,140 Egyptian.
more.
Yes.
Much.
Yeah.
Yes, this okay.
Tamam? Okay. Right. We're going to try and cross the road now and walk along the new refurbished corniche. And this is where you take your life in your hands with the motorbikes. As I was trying to explain to Kalia, I got my visa okay, no problem, till the 12th of May, and I just go in and renew it for the other 6 months I'm entitled to. Even though we're using zebra crossings, they aren't recognised in Egypt, so why they put them there I don't know, because no one stops. So it was a pretty straightforward process. Another nuisance out of the way, and the traffic police are parked up, ready to clamp vehicles. And that's my bank over there. And as it's Alfie's bank, of course, it's a very posh bank. They just don't want to give me the money every time I go in. But this corniche now that follows follows the Nile. They've done a really nice refurbishment job, costing quite a few million LE. What did he want?
He asked me.
Felucca?
Yeah, if you like to have a felucca.
Yeah.
You say no, thank you.
Yeah. So, this is the beginning, stage 1. Okay, I'm going to take a photograph of the street.